Uh, Please, may I have the access to share my screen if that's possible?
Yes, Swati, please try now.
Okay. Is it visible? Oh,
Yes, it is.
okay, so good evening, all of you. I'm Prachi from Toastmasters Club from Infosys Mohali, and we'll be conducting a session of active and passive voice for today grammar session. So before I proceed, I would like to know that what do you mean by voice? Like active and passive voice. So what do you mean by voice? What's your understanding in that?
Voice means sound
Okay.
for layman.
Okay. Anybody else? What do you mean by voice? Like active and passive voice? What do you understand by it?
So I think that's different style of communication. So when you say active, it's more like direct communication, and passive is more around like indirectly or something around that.
Okay. Any other answers?
It's something when we talk about who is like in a sentence when we have a subject and the verb. So when we say in active voice that subject is doing a certain task, and in the passive voice we change it with the object of the sentence. Um, we change the format of the sentence, if you can say it in layman's terms. You change the subject becomes the object becomes the subject.
Uh, yes, all of you are nearly about same. That what does you mean by voice? What happens is in English grammar, we generally have everything revolves around a verb, as we all know. And verb has various things like we have heard about tenses, we have heard about the mood, the voice, number, what's the person, everything revolves around these few things in English grammar, and voice again is one of them. Now, in simple words, what voice is? It is just the connection of, you can say, subject and object. We'll come on it that what subject and object means and how these are constructed and structured in a sentence and connected with the verb, because of course we'll have a subject in a sentence and object, and there will be some doing that verb enables uh, the doing action. So all of these three, how are they connected, depicts, or you can say determines the voice of a sentence. And over here we have two types of voice. One is active, another is passive, which is very well evident that active voice appears to be crisp and sharp, whereas passive means a subtle way of saying things which can be lengthier too. Now, before I proceed with some more explanation, uh, I would call upon like two of you if you could come on the virtual stage and can let me just tell any two sentences, like what is happening within this meeting room or about your daily routine schedule, any two simple sentences. any two of you, if you could come on the virtual stage and can, so that it's easy for us to understand and go through the session.
May I?
Yes, yes, please.
Yeah, so the session is being led by TM Prachi.
Okay.
TM Prachi is leading the session.
Okay. So if I ask you or anybody from the meeting room that what was the difference between the two sentences that she spoke? Like they were structure. I thought that the structure was different. There was some placement. Uh, there were certain words that were placed differently in the two sentences. So what did you understand by that, if anybody? Okay, I'll take it up. Like suppose
Prachi, before we please proceed ahead,
yeah,
can I request you to please switch on your camera if that's possible?
yeah, sure.
Thank you.
Yeah. So anybody wants to explain this?
So one statement was the active and the other was passive. So when we talk about the active, so basically we are just simply showing what is the object doing. And in the second mode of communication, we are saying the work is done by the subject. So
Okay,
that brings
nearly
two
about,
different, yeah.
yeah, somewhat similar. And like each one of us gets up in the morning and reads the newspaper. We generally see that certain things are not written like that. Now, any one of you can tell me that any news headlines, or you can make up on your own anything out from those news flashes that you read or come across. Any sentence. Any sentence. Anybody?
The police reported theft in the neighborhood.
Okay. Or like we can say roads were constructed, elections were held. We generally don't describe any subject over there. Yes? Why? Because that is already known to us, quite known to us. Or sometimes you can see there are certain sentences in fiction, if you like to read books, or if you have ever gone through some scientific experiments and their description, subjects are always missing over there. It's never mentioned clearly. Why? Because they try to conceal that information. And wherever you see any information being concealed, it's always the passive voice behind it. These are certain little things that I'm telling you before I start the session, because that is how you understand what is active and what is passive, where to use and why not to use. Because even if we go through active and passive voice, we learn how to uh, identify them, or even if we learn the rules, the scenario, or we stuck in the scenario where we do not know what to use, where to use, and how to identify. So any concealing of information, any lengthier things to be done, it's under passive voice. Whereas anything crisp, sharp, on the point, direct, that is active, which you can also easily identify by the name themselves. Now let's see the presentation, that what extra information we have in that. Okay, so my questions were, what is voice, which is any connection of subject and object related to the verb. And what are those? Active and passive voice. Why do we have them? Because uh, contextual, it's all contextual. The grammar revolves around it. And according to the situation, we have to uh, look that which kind of voice, which kind of mood over there is needed, and we structure our sentences accordingly. And the last, as I said, when to use. Again, active voices, when you are talking to the point, you want to deliver your messages in an authoritative tone, or you can say that to the point and direct, as I mentioned earlier. And passive, you can use it in your writing because it includes many words. And in English, we try to avoid repetition and to be concise. Now, let's see what answers I have for you. In English grammar, as I said, we have various things, but over here, we will only talk about the voice, which refers to the connection between subject object. What is it? We'll discuss. And grammatically, we have two voices. Active and passive voice are two ways of expressing an action taken by subject and object. And there are only structural changes. Like the first volunteer we had, she said that the session is led by TM Prachi and TM Prachi is conducting the session. So TM Prachi's structure, the sentences had structural changes, and TM Prachi has different places in both of the sentences. So that is how active and passive is there. And accordingly, verb is changed, but not the mood or the meaning of the sentence. Please take care of that. And when do we use? The last question is when to use. It is contextual. You'll get to learn by the end of the session clearly. Now, activity we have already done. I have already asked that if there are any news reporters, if there is any fiction writing, these are all different forms of writing, different forms of things that we go through. And that is where majorly passive voice is used and where majorly active voices are used. So are we clear with active and passive? A rough draft has been drawn. Is there any doubt till here? Any kind of
Excuse me. What
yeah.
is more acceptable, active voice or the passive voice? Because
More
I mean, I'm usually confused that what is the need to write in a passive voice.
exactly. What is more, always active voice is being preferred. Always.
Okay.
But again, where are you writing? To whom are you talking to?
Mm.
That depends upon that's where passive voice comes into the picture. Like suppose you need to write a book, suppose, or you need to write a speech, suppose. Just take this 5 to 6 minute speech in Toastmasters. You cannot just include sentences or phrases or anything, a part of your incident, in a very concise manner. You cannot do that because you want to reach out to the audience. You want that audience should also feel and understand your speech within that time frame, right? So you have to describe it. You just don't say that I have conducted a session. You bring in the emotions into it. I went somewhere and that session was conducted by such and such person. You just try to make it lengthier than it usually is. Like in professional emails, you cannot go writing big lines because nobody reads, nobody has that much of time. You have to be crisp and you have to be concise, just to the point, and that's it. Their active voices, like active voice is only preferred unless and until there is something where you have to conceal some information or you have to just play with the words because according to the situation that you have to handle, only then passive can be used. Or if you want to make that email lengthier just to show that how much you have worked or whatever, that's the mode that comes afterwards. But mainly if we see, making things lengthier concealing information and all that comes under passive.
Yeah, but then I feel that when you are writing a lengthy or rather complex sentences, you tend to make more mistakes, especially when it comes to tenses.
Yes, actually, active and passive voices are nothing but just if you know the tenses, then only you can jump onto the active and passive voices, to be
Yes.
honest.
Yes.
Active and passive voices revolves around only tenses. If, like, while I was learning active and passive voices, my first picture in my mind was that okay, it is like direct and indirect speech conversion.
No, no.
But no, that was
No,
wrong.
it's not.
It's all about the tenses over there.
Yes.
And depending upon the tenses, it has certain structural changes that if you know, like if you know that what is simple past, if you know only how the verb will be changed, that is enough.
Yes.
And that is how you can convert it into passive.
Okay.
This is,
Thank you so much.
yeah. Anybody else who wants to know, we'll surely move forward. Please let me have your confirmation that if we can move forward, or anybody wants to ask something. Okay, so I think we are good to go. Next, active and passive, as I have already drawn differences between it, let's take it one more time. Over here, active subject will always be the, like you can say, will have the command over the sentence, have the command over the activity. Like subject performs the verb's action. And passive is when the subject is acted on by the verb. That means that object has the command over here. Like example, a very simple example I have taken. I draw a sketch. Now, all of you, just pay attention here. I is subject, draw is the verb doing, sketch is our object. I draw a sketch. I has the command over here. I is the subject. It is performing drawing, which is the verb, on object, a sketch. Coming to the passive, a sketch is drawn by me. Meaning doesn't change. Structural difference, yes, it happens. Verb changes accordingly. A sketch, object. The sentence will start from here. Object has the command in passive voice over the verb drawn by me. Subject has no, what you can say, we do not give much precedence to subject in passive voice. Okay, like I am conducting a session. Session is conducted by me. Do you understand the difference? Subject, object, and the verb. Please let me know if anybody has doubt in this, or if you want to give try to active and passive sentence formations on your own. And last point, okay, let's cover crisp and authoritative tone, as I told, because it's direct to the point. Whatever message has to be done, it does that. And over here, it's a neutral tone. It doesn't, because we do not talk about subject, so we do not have any right to accuse. I mean, I'm using the word accuse in a way that because it's hiding the subject. So you can, you sometimes get confused that which one of them was the doer. That's why it's a neutral tone. And I have written here that its interpretation might confuse you because it is hideous in nature. Whereas over here, it's direct, quite transparent. So do you want to give it a try, active and passive, or anything that's coming into your mind? Any one of you? Okay, so you want me to give a few examples or you want your own?
I think one of the example, like India team won the cricket match, or if I talk about passive, the match was won by India team.
Yeah. You want examples? Okay. I'll write some examples over the chat and you may convert it into passive and we can do the vice versa too. Will that be fine?
Yes.
Okay. Just give me a moment. Okay, I'll share the screen. That can help you. I have made it according to the tenses and according to the question, negative words. So we'll share it right away only rather than keeping it for later. Word. Okay. So is my screen visible? So
Yes,
like,
it is.
okay, thank you. The first sentence, it's in active voice or passive voice? Please, may I know?
First
Active.
sentence sounds like active voice. It's quite simple.
The
Okay,
first one is an active voice and the
Okay.
second one is a passive voice.
okay. Anybody else wants to answer?
Hello.
Yes. Yes, ma'am, please speak. Hello?
Veena ma'am, do you want to say anything?
Hello.
Say something?
Hello.
Yes, yes, please.
Am I audible, please?
Yes, yes, you are.
Good evening to all of you.
Good
I'm
evening.
sorry to join late.
Hello.
Yes.
I think the first one will be active and the second one will be passive.
Okay.
इसकी आवाज उधर जा रही है.
Okay. Yes, all of you are right. The first one is active, and the second one, of course, will be the passive. Now, tell me, what are the three elements in both active and passive sentences, one by one? What made you think it's active?
Can I tell?
Yeah, yeah, please.
Yes. One is subject, the other is object, and the middle one is verb. In a passive, in a sentence, in an active passive voice sentence, the three things are important. One is subject, object, and the verb.
Yes,
Am I
ma'am.
right?
Absolutely. 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 Anybody else wants to say why active this first sentence and why passive the second sentence?
First sentence is direct, and there is no confusion who dropped the pen.
Okay. And other than that, in terms of subject, object, verb?
May I intervene, please?
Yeah, yeah, please.
You see, in an active voice sentence, the sentence is the sentence starts with a subject, but in a passive voice sentence, the sentence starts with an object.
Yes, yes. Absolutely correct, ma'am. Absolutely. Okay, so as discussed and said, active has this name is subject of the sentence. It has command over the sentence. This is the verb in the sentence. This is the object on which work is being done. So Prachi dropped a pen on the floor means subject has done an activity on some object which has made it an active voice sentence. Passive, the pen was dropped on the floor. Always remember that in passive, it's the object that you have to look for, because from there your sentence will start. You have to pick it up and then you have to start your sentences. Now your question may be that
Uh,
you may
One thing
yes.
more should also be there here.
Yeah.
The object should be taken as it is there, as it is in the first sentence. There, it should be a pen. A pen
Yes,
was
yes, that
dropped
is.
on the floor by Prachi. It should also come.
Yes, it's a
Otherwise,
pen
it would be
only.
an incomplete sentence according to me.
Yes, they should remain identically same, only structural differences are welcomed. Thank you, ma'am, for correcting. It's a pen. A pen, please take care of however the sentence is being written or presented in front of you. If it's a pen only, like I have shown in I draw a sketch in that, was dropped on the floor by Prachi or no Prachi, I have not written, to make you understand that subject has no precedence over here. That was the reason, but again, it must be mentioned in the passive voice. If you go through any exercises, you have to pick up this option if it's available to you. This is 100% correct sentence in passive voice. Now moving on to the tenses, we can quickly go through some because there are many, and I think time is also not much.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
If in this second sentence, suppose if I write it like this, a pen was dropped by Prachi on the floor, will it be correct grammatically?
No. Whenever you craft a sentence, you have to see it should give a meaningful essence also with it. Like when you read and when you see, it has to give a meaning. A structural crafting has to be done in a way that it gives a meaningful essence out of it. That must be remembered. Plus, active passive, if we are concerned with rules of it, plus grammatical rules must be there. So a pen was dropped on the floor by Prachi will be correct. Rather, a pen on the floor, a pen was dropped by Prachi on the floor will be not, because in active and passive voice, we are going through subject, verb, object, object, verb, subject. Mostly. Because grammar is such where you have to be a little flexible and you have to see the turnarounds. It cannot be always 100% what you have read is going to be followed. A little bit, 10-20%, you always have the workaround to be there. Uh, is your question was answered? Your question was answered?
Yes, I think so. Thank you.
Okay. Anybody else? Okay. Now we'll go through the rules. They are a little difficult because it's all about tenses and we need to have session on tenses for that. But I've still included in them in the slides because other than this, there's nothing in active and passive voices. It's majorly about the verbs. That means tenses. So rules, rule first. It's about present simple and past simple tense, where uh, the present simple sentences can be like simple sentences of your daily routine, like we water the garden, he takes my book every day, he plays with my phone, she tears my book, she takes away my piece of cake, they help him, I help him, anything. Past simple sentences could be he like he dug the ground, he helped him, they spoke English, they conducted session, they went for shopping, she stole my pen, I gave her my pen, I borrowed a pen. Did you understand? the sentences, simple sentences these are. Now let's see what are the passive voices of it. I will type a sentence and you have to tell me its passive voice. Have you been through the rules? Rules are clear to you? Rules are clear?
Yes.
May I also intervene if you need?
Yes, yes, please.
Hello.
Yeah,
Yes,
please.
uh, you see, when it's simple present. I mean to say, when we use uh, when we use first form of the word, then it's called present indefinite tense. In that case, when we change it into passive voice, we use the helping verbs is, are, am, according to the object. I mean to say. Clear. And the third form of verb is used in the passive voice. And in active voice sentence, the sentence starts with the first form of verb and uh, with first form of verb only. But when we change it into passive voice, at that time we use is, are, or am according to the object which has become the subject now. In active voice, in passive voice, the object becomes the subject.
Yes, ma'am, exactly. Thanks for explaining the rules. Exactly. That was on point. Correctly explain the rules. So I think rules, if are clear, I'll write this sentence over here. They help him. Now you have to help. Now you have to help me to convert it into passive voice. And the rules are right in front of you. I'll move this over here. Yeah. They help him. I say that this is active voice. You have to convert it into passive. And you have to tell me how it's going to be. What's the correct passive conversion of it?
So then they help me.
Sorry?
What was the subject? What was the sentence?
It's in the chat box. They help him.
Okay, sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. Yes, please come up with the answers. It's quite simple. Very simple sentence. Answer is also in the slide I have shown. Okay. Any more answers, please? You may unmute also. You may send over chat also. Anything. Anything is fine. Okay. Now in this, they help him. It is a present simple. I'll say the answer now. It's a present simple tense. They help him. Okay. They is subject. Help is verb. Him. What is him over here? It's another subject. But they help him. We are being, him is being worked upon. So him over here is object. You can take it as an object. A subject is being taken as another subject of the sentence is being taken as an object over here. Now, look at the rule. Object. What I told, another subject of the sentence is him, which is being taken as object. So we'll start with him. I mean, him will be something that we have to pick up. Is, am, are. If we have taken him as our subject, he or him or any form of he, we will take is, am, or are accordingly. So of course it will be is with he. Then verb third form. It is help, it will be helped. So how we are going to write? I'm writing it in the chat box. He is helped. He is helped by them. Okay, understood? Now you can try again for past simple. I will give you one sentence, very simple sentence. They spoke English. That's it.
Its passive voice. Its passive voice was, he is helped by them.
He is held by them is passive of the active of the sentence that I shared. They helped him. He is held by them is passive.
He is helped by them. This is passive
Yeah,
sentence.
yeah.
We have to change it into
No,
active.
no, 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 no. It's already been changed. You
You
have to
had
change
given
this
the
sentence. They spoke English.
you had given the sentence.
Hmm.
What was the sentence? I have changed it now. Okay, now it's the second sentence that you have given.
Yeah, that
They
was in
speak English.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. This is in past simple. It was in present simple.
Okay.
Hmm.
May I speak it or write it?
Anything that you like.
English was spoken by them.
Yeah, absolutely right. Okay, so any more answers, or we can go ahead?
In past tense, we use was and were.
Yes, yes, true. Okay, so over here, past simple, we saw that active has second form of verb or did in case if it's there. So they spoke English. Spoke is what? Second form of verb of speak. Passive will be what? Object. Object is what? English. English is done. Then was and verb third form. English was spoken by them. Okay.
I thought
Now next. Yeah.
he's right. He
Yes,
was
yes. Sunil, that's
I
that's
thought
that's
he was
right.
he's right.
So second rule is for present continuous and past continuous is MR with ing, we all know. Passive will be object is MR being verb third form. You just have to fit in this whatever is written here. Past continuous was were first form ing, object was were being verb third form. Okay. How to remember these rules? It's now it seems a little what I can say tedious to know that such rules are there, but when you see a sentence come over a sentence, you already know that which is subject verb object. Like I have already uh, shown you how to disintegrate a sentences into these three different forms. So you'll pick it up and you'll understood on your own that what is present, what is past, continuous, perfect. That will, of course, we'll have a tenses session also. So through that you will come to know and how to convert it into the passive voice. It's very simple. Object, you have to pick it up. After that, you have to just change the verb form. Take care of the form of verb that you change. So for that, you have to be very, I don't say very thorough with the tenses, but yes, you should have a good picture of tenses in your mind. Now, next sentence I can share for this, like they are flying kite. So we can quickly take one example and can wrap it up. They are flying kite. This is present continuous. Now, why it is present continuous? Because flying, flies, verb, ing is continuous. Ing depicts the continuity of a verb. So this is a present continuous tense sentence. We need to have passive voice for this. This is your answer. How will you frame it? Please let me know. Okay, we have the answer here. Please be a little quick because we have timing constraints. They are flying kite was my sentence. Kite is being flown by them. Is it passive? Kite is my object. Are flying, they are flying kite. It's only one kite, so is. After is being. And then verb third form. Fly, flew, flown. So flown by them. Okay? Now for past continuous, it could be like she was speaking English. English. She was speaking English is past continuous. What will be its passive? You want to try or should we do it together?
She was speaking English.
Mm-hmm.
English was being spoken by her.
Yeah, correct. English was being spoken by her. English is object. It came first in passive. Was because she singular. Being
English is singular. Because here the verb is coming according to the object.
yeah
Here
and
now it has become the subject. But I'm sorry
yeah
to interrupt.
yes no you are absolutely correct. I misspelled it. Thank you for correcting. It is English. English was because we have only one singular entity over here for which we have taken was or it will be were according to the quantity, according to the entity's quantity, that is singular, plural, or whatever that you will come to know. Was being spoken by her. Spoken is verb third form. Is it clear? Anything you want to ask? Now, third is perfect tenses: present perfect, past perfect, and future perfect. Now, if you are able to understand everything, right after this, we have one major question that you need to answer. So, if there are any doubts, please ask. Or we can have sentences for like present perfect, like he has built his house. He has built his house. What will be its passive in present perfect? This is present perfect. This highlighted thing.
But he has built his house.
Yeah, you can give your answers.
Okay.
Yeah, in the chat, so that other person don't
Okay.
shy away from giving the answer. Yeah, please, we need responses. It's for you, or it's for all of you. It's for all of us. Please, I need answers. And we do not have much time. It's okay, even if it's wrong, even if it's right, it doesn't matter. This is a learning session. Okay, any more answers coming up? Yes, please show up. Please answer. Otherwise, it will be boring and it will be tedious. And again, we'll come back to stage ones. Okay, so let's convert it. I'll come back to my sentence. He has built his house. So passive is object. His house is the object. Has or have. his house, single house, his house has been built by him. Okay, should I write or is it understood?
Right.
Yeah, thank you.
Understood.
Understood? Okay. Next sentence will take from past perfect. Here you have past perfect. I will write a sentence. Yes, have is used with plural, plural object because it is followed by object. Okay? Okay, Akshita?
Pranchi.
Yeah.
Also, have is used with first person, not the third person.
Yes, that also changes, that changes will also be done according to the sentences. Like we have his house or we are only taking house. So it will be dependent on it. And hence has and have will be taken upon accordingly. Okay? Was your query being answered?
Yes, thank you. Understood.
Third person singular number. In third person singular number, we take he, she, it, this, that.
Okay, so yes, that's correct. Past perfect we like had they had posted letters. So what will be its passive?
May I?
Yes, please.
Letters had been posted by him. Sorry, they
Letters.
you said, no?
I'm sorry, what?
Repeat your sentence once again. Repeat your sentence once again.
Yeah, it's in the chat box also. They had posted letters.
Letters had been posted by them.
Yeah, absolutely correct. Absolutely correct.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, the yes, Toastmaster Sunil, your answer is correct, but we won't use the because I have not used it in the active voice. We'll take the entities as they are described. We cannot add anything from our own, any articles also. Otherwise, it's correct. No, not even the and nothing. As it is. You just have to take care of object being picked up, verb, and subject. That's it. Now, future, one example, let's take of future also. She will have completed her project by Monday. Should I write it? She will have completed her project by Monday. Future perfect. Just try to play with the passive things written over here. That's it, nothing more. Any answers? Any more answers we have? Any more answers? Okay, I'll take it up. Her project is object. So starting my word with that. Her project. Next is shall or will have. I'll take will have. Her project will have been completed. That was already there in the sentence by whatever day it was, by Monday. Okay?
By her, by Monday.
Yeah, her project will have been completed by Monday. Okay?
By her will also be come.
Yeah,
By her
by
will
her.
also come. Will
Yeah,
also come.
yeah, that if there are options and if you have a translation by her by Monday, but it's if only turning into passive or you have to make it look passive. If you skip subject, it's okay because generally passive is used to conceal your subject. But yes, it will come because it is given in the sentence that I presented to you.
But
But what?
Pranchi, that will make the subject redundant, which again is not allowed in a proper sequence of the sentence. So her project will have been completed by Monday will be more correct.
Yes, by
Yes,
Monday,
that
by her.
is, yeah,
By
that
her
is
can come
correct.
in at
And
the
that,
end,
yeah, that will be there. And that is correct. But
but
other
it
than
should come.
this, yes, yes. But other than this, we do not use passive voice and active voices only in solving exercises only. We use it other in our real life, in our writing pieces also. For that, I'm saying it's not always necessary that when you write passive, you give a subject over there. Because passive means redundancy of the command of your subject. Not here, because here we walk according to the sentences which are presented to you as active. So in accordance with that, you have to make passive. And yes, over here by her will be there because active voice sentence had it. Am I clear?
Yes.
Am I clear? Because
Yes.
that is how you will understand where to use passive, where to use active, and why to use. It's not only about you felt like and you wrote. There are certain hideous grammar rules that to be abide by to be correct in your writing. So just keeping that in my mind, I was sharing that information. Now comes models. Model, I think, need to be introduced, or anybody who wants to know models can please come up and say. Models rules are very easy. Model, first form of verb, that's the rule of how a model walks in a sentence. Passive, again, object, model, be, verb, third form. I'll quickly write a sentence here, or I'll speak until then you think. I cannot do it. This is active. I want it to be converted into passive. I cannot do it.
It cannot be
It
done.
cannot be done by me.
Yes, very, very well. Correct. It's understood, or I need to explain this? Similar sentence. You ought to do it.
It ought to be done by you.
Okay. Anybody else? Anybody else?
Same, it ought to be done by you.
Okay. Yes. It ought to be done by you. That's the correct sentence. Yes. Another example I can give. Mm, like, I can speak, say, 6 languages. I hope the spellings are correct. I can speak 6 languages. Yes. Yes, passive. You can unmute also and can say.
6 languages can be spoken by me.
Perfect. Perfect. Yes, yes. Yes, yes. All the answers are correct. Very well. Very well. Okay, so models are quite clear. Now we'll move on to another category of imperatives. Now, imperative sentences are what according to you? What are imperative sentence? What is an imperative sentence?
Where there
Anybody?
is some order, where there is some order or request.
Command, order, or request.
Yes, 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 yes. Okay, so we'll quickly go through this. So verb and object. Okay, that's typo over here. Passive, how it will be, let object be and all the imperative notions that are there plus 2 plus verb first form. Okay, quickly I will post the letter. What is its passive? Oh, sorry. What is its passive? Post the letter. Quickly, quickly. We are already running out of the time.
Let the letter be posted.
Okay. Anybody else?
Let the letter be posted.
Okay, correct. Anybody else?
Let the letter be posted.
Okay. Any other answer? Any other answer? Okay, I'll take it up. Yes, all of your answers are correct. It can also be done as you are ordered to post the letter. Okay? Like you can insert the imperativeness in it. Okay? And
Prachi, can it also be said that it is ordered to post the letter? Would it also be right? Or in place of order, we can use all other things also, such as request and advice.
now look, that depends upon you. Come back to the active sentence. Post the letter. Okay?
Hmm.
Post the letter means what? The subject is hidden in it. Yes?
Right.
So when subject is hidden, what do we take it as? You. Or generally as the context of the sentence. So over here, it's what? You post the letter, right? It cannot be I
Okay.
post the letter, the post the letter, they post the letter, and hence it's conversion.
Absolutely.
Yeah? Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
But my question was, in place
Mhm.
of order, can we use advice also? Advice and request. Yes or
Like
no?
again, the mood of the sentence. Post the letter. If I
Okay.
ask you to do something, it's my order or a request. It's not an advice, right? So that's where
Absolutely.
it goes wrong. Yeah. You understood, right?
Right. Thank
The difference.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, thank
Right.
you.
Thank you.
Okay, so we'll just take one more example. Simple. Work hard. What will be its passive, if any? Work hard.
You are advised to work hard,
Yes,
Absolutely
or it
correct.
is advised to work hard.
yes.
You are
Here we have to
absolutely right. You are advised to work hard. Yes, ma'am.
here we have to assume ourselves about the
Yeah,
subject. We have to
anything.
assume ourselves.
Yeah, it could be. It could be. You just have to turn it
By
into passive
somebody,
by.
right? We can say by somebody.
Yes, yes, of
We can
course.
have,
That's
we can
yes.
assume the hidden subject in it.
Yes, yes. That's what
Okay.
the USP of imperative sentences is, that you have to understand it. You are told to work hard. Okay,
You
fine.
are advised to work hard.
You are advised to work hard. You are requested to work hard also
No,
is
no.
okay, but
Uh,
you
uh,
cannot
for
order
request,
anybody.
it
Sorry?
request can't hear, because if we say please here,
Mm-hmm.
please bring a glass of water for me,
Mm-hmm.
then it will be done like this. You are requested to bring a glass of water. If
Yeah.
please is there, then we
Mhm.
say you are requested.
Yes, that is, yeah, that is also there. If please is there, it's a request. But in a polite or humble manner, when we
Yes,
need to say somebody,
yes.
we may use request also. Both are correct again, according to the situation, scenario, and context.
Ma'am, in case of, sorry, Prachi, to interrupt.
Yeah,
Ma'am,
it's
in
okay.
case of imperative sentences, sometimes when you are giving a statement or a sentence which is not directly telling you what form it will be accepting from the imperative form, you can have simple forms like request and advise to go with them. Please is not compulsory to be used in a sentence to have the word request.
Yeah,
Of
yeah.
course, it's understood also, depending upon the sentence. Suppose parents are talking to the children, automatically, if the children, sorry, there is some confusion. Uh, Depending upon the subject sentence, I mean to say.
Yes, yes. Yeah. Again, as I mentioned, that there are certain things that needs to be turned around according to the context, scenario, and situation. But you cannot add anything. And if sentence is given, you have to be according to it. No additions are allowed. I hope it's clear and not confusing. Yes. Now there are certain infinitives. I will iterate the rules. To verb first form, passive will be to be, verb third form. Very simple. We'll take two examples quickly and wrap it up. Okay, so the example could be what it could be. You have to attend the session. You have to attend the session. Oh God, spelling. You have to attend the session. Now, quickly tell me the passive. Unmute and tell, write anything.
The session is to be attended by you.
Okay. The session, what did you use after that?
The session has to be attended by you.
Yeah, this is perfectly correct. Perfect. The session has to be attended by you. Another, if I take example, she wants me to do it. She wants me to do it. Quickly tell me. You don't have time. She wants me to do it. What it will be? She wants me to do it. Quickly, quickly. No time left. She wants me to do it. What will be its passive? It's okay if even if it's wrong, even if it's right, we all are learning.
She
I
wants
wanted.
she wants it to be done by me.
Answer.
No.
It is to be done by you.
Yes, that's right.
It is to be done by you.
Be me. You cannot change what's there in the sentence. So it will be,
It is to be done.
she wants it to be done by me.
Done by me.
Yeah, she wants it to be done by me.
All right.
Yeah, you cannot change anything that's given in the sentence except their placing, the structural things. Okay.
Understood.
Okay.
Understood.
Okay, thank you. One more. This house is to let. This house is to let. What will be its passive?
Somebody is to let this house.
Somebody you are adding, you cannot add.
Just assuming
Yes,
a hidden subject.
this house
That
is to be let, as Seema wrote.
Yes.
Toastmaster Seema
Yes.
wrote.
Yes. You are correct. Toastmaster Seema is also correct. Okay. Someone said that assuming it, she has added something. That assumption is for your own self. You don't write there. Whenever you convert or whenever you interpret anything, if it's hidden, it's for your understanding that you understand it better and you have to convert it accordingly. You cannot introduce it over there, because why? Even if you introduce it, you are right, but it will be marked as wrong. Okay. Why marked as wrong? Because because that violates the rule of conversion. You understood? Like if you are into a flow of writing, you can introduce it. But if you are into, suppose, any competitive exam where there is active passive voice, or as such, if someone has given you a sentence and asked you to convert it into passive then and there, then you will be marked as wrong because of this introduction of this word from your own side. That's the correct explanation I can share with you. Yes, all of you are correct. Whoever wrote the answers in the chat box. This house is to be let. This B was missing. Rest everything was fine. Now here are certain exceptions which cannot be which doesn't come under this, and you cannot turn it into passive voice. You can even try it. I have tried, but it made no sense. Just like in between the session, there was someone who asked that we can introduce a subject in between and object after and verb afterwards, but then it's meaningless. Like any sentences which has present perfect continuous tense, or you can say progressive tense, or sentence with intransitive verbs. They do not fall into conversion of passive voices at all. Okay? If you do you is it understood, or you wish to see examples? I have written examples somewhere.
Yes, yes, please example.
Examples, okay. I will show you the examples. I have noted it down somewhere.
And
Okay,
Prachi,
overall.
one thing more, you gave us a sentence. She wants me to write it. So what kind of sentence is this? Like there are two sentences which are included. She wants, and then another one is to write it. So she
She
wants
wants
to
to
write
write
it.
it. Which
She wants
sentence?
me to write it. You gave this sentence to us,
I said
and the
she wants me to do
yeah.
it. Yeah, she wants me to do
Okay,
it.
sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, it must have
It's
been that.
yeah,
So
it's written
like
here. I will highlight it
yes,
in the
yes,
chat
yes,
box.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
I go with you. I conquer with you. The thing is, this
Mhm.
is I couldn't understand. For me, it is like two tenses are joined.
Mhm.
Then this
Uh,
one sentence has been made, isn't it? Isn't it?
when
She wants me to do it, and she
may I
wants is going to be remain. Yes. Oh, sorry.
may I interfere? Uh,
Yes,
some
yes,
sentences
please.
some sentences are there which have two objects. So we can take either of them in the beginning. This
Yes.
sentence is also having two objects.